You'll be all right.
What's it supposed to feel like? You've been shot more than anybody I know. I'm gonna be okay.
Wilkes.
I'll live.
You're dying, Wilkes.
Are you all right?
Is that a joke?
I'm sorry.
Journey.
You're headed for Myanmar. The mission's not over.
What about Wilkes?
We're scrambling for a replacement. We might have a runner in Japan we could borrow, a woman named Cohen.
What's in Myanmar?
Nikolads. We used the Kalinatech data to pinpoint him at the Chinese embassy in Rangoon.
Chinese support for the Georgians?
The political situation isn't good. If they are backing Nikolads, you better find rock-solid proof. I don't want to go into World War III without a good reason. You've got some time before you reach Rangoon. Want me to patch a secure phone line so you can talk to Sarah?
No.
Disaster was narrowly averted at the Pickett Gap water treatment plant in Tennessee. Plant management attribute the malfunction to a remote viral attack, possibly the latest act of terror in the Georgian information crisis. Still have no leads in the search for Kumbain Nikolads. NATO and charity groups working in Azerbaijan continue to uncover the corpses left from what was only the beginning of the Georgian president's campaign of high-tech terror. If not for the swift intervention of plant employees, hundreds or even thousands could have become life-threateningly ill from contaminated water.
They say we're safe and all right, but then they tell us to boil our water.
Seeing the disaster averted at Pickett Gap, a possible turning point in the Georgian information crisis, marking the first time American authorities were able to recognize and overcome one of Nikolads' acts of terror. Described early diplomatic negotiations with China a mixture of silence and antagonism. The Chinese claimed that the U.S. are using suspicions of Georgian support as an unfounded excuse to inspect Chinese weapons stores, and have so far refused cooperation. If possible, lending an even greater urgency to the search for Kumbain Nikolads.
Alright, so we're going to use what we learned at Kalinatech to find out what Nikolads is up to. In China, at least. Let's jump right into it. Francis Cohen is right in front of you if you need some intel on the situation.
Your contact is in place. Our man in Burma, or Myanmar.
Whatever. Where do I find him?
A rooftop a few blocks from the embassy. Says he's under a large red sign. Respond to the phrase, a bright cold day in April. We've updated your OPSAT. To be clear, if you kill anybody, this mission's over. If you slip up on this one,
I'll find a fallout shelter and bring some prayers.
I'm glad you understand. Be good.
Alright, so you can get past those two guys pretty easy. They're not paying any attention. I alerted them right there, but that's okay. As long as they're not, you know, shooting and screaming. That's just fine. Checkpoints are just like the joy of my existence. Alright, up here, we want to be really, really quiet. Because these guys are pretty receptive to sound and all sorts of other things. Make sure you do soft landing whenever you can. It's very valuable. Okay, now you can time your movements with these guys, and you know, get past them without taking out that light. But I find it easier to time their movements and take out the light so they won't notice. Makes it a lot simpler getting over here, and you don't have to worry about them seeing you and being all like, OMG, because that is terrible. And we could go down to the alley and make the way, you know, up the pipe. Or you can just jump straight across. And there's that guy down there. He has a pretty easy to follow patrol pattern. All the guys in the street do. There's yawned. These two guys up ahead, they're pretty easy to get past. Just, you gotta wait for them. That's the only hard part. I like how he says see you there, but they continue to walk in the same direction. It's pretty awkward. Make sure that guy's not looking at you. Alright, just stick to the shadow and you should be good. You can take out any of these lights on the side that you need to, but I prefer just to not make them suspicious. That's why you don't see me shooting a lot of lights. This is the first mission where we actually have diversion cams, looks like. I love these things. You can distract guards with them. That's why they're called diversion cameras, of course. But then you can also knock them out. It has sleeping gas in it. So once you use the sleeping gas, of course, the camera is useless and it cannot be retrieved. But it's still a good tool. Maybe we'll get a chance to use it. It's pretty fun to use.
We are not baiting them. We are fishing with dynamite.
Okay, here's an opportunity I probably won't get again. So I'm just gonna demo these little cameras. Now that guy got into the cloud late, but we can whack him into unconsciousness. I don't think anybody's gonna come down here and find these guys, but it's still a good idea to put their bodies in the shadow anyway. I really need to yawn. Good idea to put their bodies in the shadow, because if you don't, when you leave the area, there will be an alert. And I definitely plan on leaving this area. Sometime alive, anyway. And once these guys are taken care of, I mean, you can just sneak past them one by one if you choose. I just thought it'd be fun to use the diversion camera. But once you're done with those guys, the sewer is clear, so you can just sprint right through this place. Like a rat in a tunnel. Let's see, no. There's a bunch of different ways to get up. And I keep going. I don't know why. It gets pretty dark in some of these places. There we go. This is one of the coolest little streets in the whole game, because it is as bright as it can get. There's a dude on your left and a dude on your right. You want to make sure you time your movements. See that guy's shadow? He just turned around. You just want to make sure none of them see you, because it is really, really bright. Get up this nice and quiet. It's pretty quiet on this street. So you definitely need to make sure you are quieter. We'll pipe up here. Remember when you come down from this, do a silent landing, because they will look up here and they can see you, because it's still pretty bright. Especially making the jump to this window. Okay, there's just one more floor to go up, and we will be at our contact. He's a very interesting man. Kind of like the Chinese Splinter Cell.
It's a bright, cold day in April.
Good, good. Take this, okay? You're late, but you're here. Okay, we need to do this quickly.
Go ahead.
That map will show you the general's office in the courtyard.
I thought it was the ambassador's office.
It was, but some Chinese general has been using it. You can see for yourself. You get into the embassy grounds through the rear service entrance.
Is there a gate?
Yes, but a delivery truck will be pulling through shortly. You can sneak in past the truck, no problem. But you only have one chance at it.
Solid work.
I'm very good at my job. Okay, bye-bye.
Alright. Sam asks all the right questions. What would have happened if we would have came to a gate and we would have not known about it? It would have been such a surprise. Alright, well, now that he's given us some detailed intelligence, maybe we can better complete our mission after this loading screen. That screenshot right there is of an alleyway up ahead. It's a pretty fun mission right here. It's nice and challenging, especially up ahead. Alright. There's a bunch of dudes on this street. Getting past them is no problem, as long as you are very patient. And you just take your time. Just wanted to clear that objective and note stuff from the bottom of my screen. So we're gonna stay right behind this guy. Whenever I do this, I just say I'm exploiting his patrol pattern. And you gotta be careful, because as you can see, it's pretty bright. There we go. There's a spotlight up there. And it doesn't look like it's illuminating things too much, but the reflection off of the wall, and like your shadow on the wall, I guess, the guards can see that really, really easily. So that wall to my left, you're gonna want to watch out for. It's pretty bad once you get up against it. You'll see my light meter might like shoot up a little bit. Also, these guys, pretty easy to get past. You gotta just move at just the right time. The dude on the left has some weird patrol pattern where he just stops and stares every couple seconds. Admiring the graffiti, I guess. Or just that graffiti. Like newspapers or something. Yeah, see, my light meter went way up. Not that spotlight, but once you clear that, it is darkness the whole way through. Yeah. Easy peasy. Alright, this is the alleyway I was talking about from the screenshot. You want to make sure there's no guard there, then go ahead.
Word of caution, Fisher. That truck's going to be your only chance to get inside the embassy. Don't blow it.
Is there something going on I don't know about?
All you need to know is this. If you do find Nikolads in there, be ready to scramble. One wrong step could mean war. If anybody in the embassy triggers an alarm, we're pulling you out. The mission's over.
Alright, you see I checked my thermal here. It's because this guy has a possibility of being two places. He can either be in that alleyway, like he is right now. You just get by him by going on the ladder. Or he could be up here on the catwalk, where I am right now. So if he's high, you go low. If he's low, you go high. Just basic counter tactics. There's our delivery truck. Gonna need to make haste to that gate. After a checkpoint, of course. Things are always so convenient. Alright. This guy's pretty blind. As long as you stay in the shadow, or what counts as the shadow, you should be alright. And on to the delivery place.
Hello. Hey, it's me again.
May I see your papers?
This is the 7th time tonight. Can't we give the papers a rest?
This protocol comes directly from Tehran. Let me see your ID. Thank you. Authorization should only take a minute.
Looks like we got a guy patrolling the deliveries up here. Gonna wait on this truck real quick. You don't want to walk out in front of it. Pretty bad idea. Might get squashed. Alright, now that that's passed, I'm gonna wait on this guy right here. And there he is. I'm sure that once he turns around and goes that way, as long as we stick to the shadows, should be good. Let's test it. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That makes me smile. That's beautiful. Okay, Okay, there's a boy and his dog up here, but we do not need to mess with them. Let them frolic about, sniffing piles of poo. I think one of them might have saw me, or smelled me, you know, whatever. Maybe the dude smelled me. I don't know if Sam showers a lot, so possibility. It'd suck to get revealed by your BO. That'd be terrible. Alright, let's listen in on this guy's conversation. Laser mac it up. Maybe we need to get closer. There we go.
Give me 3 more days. The devices can be armed in one and placed the next. Of course the Ark. But you know the details. We need to strike together, or we may as well not strike at all. Nicholas, listen to me, because you will reveal us. That's ridiculous. How could they listen? That's paranoia, but fine. No, fine. We will have a safe conversation. I will call you back from my car.
Good lord.
Good Lord, Fisher. That's General Conferon.
Good lord. Who's that?
He was the chairman of China's Central Military Commission until '01. Very high PLA muckamuck.
A Chinese general talking to Nicholas isn't good news.
Whatever he's going to say when that conversation resumes just became our highest priority. Stay with him. Time to get invisible. Anyone so much as sees you when the mission's over.
Anyone so much as sees me. You forget who you're talking to, Lambert. No one has seen me this entire game. Save, Junior Wilkes, but he's less than capable of seeing me now, I guess. See what he has to say.
Not the only ones I'm worried about eavesdropping. They are just the most capable. Of course. How many times will the signal be rerouted? You also believe your Kola Peninsula base untraceable.
That dog is right behind me. No.
They are war. Yes. I've attended many executions, but never American. Hold on a second. Driver, how far away is Mukobo meet?
10 minutes, maybe more. But we'll have to stand a police check along the way.
No, it's not worth the trouble. I will just watch the broadcast like everyone else. Yes, too true. You are a wicked man, Mr. Nicholas. I hope your performance goes well. Take care.
They're going to execute the soldiers.
Sounds like it.
You've got to stop them. Rendezvous with Cohen. I'll forward her the coordinates for Muta.
Mutsobo.
Right.
Auspicious hunting ground.
Damn straight. The time for subtlety is past. I need to get this to the Joint Chiefs. See if this means war.
Alright, this has been a pretty short mission, but it can all fall apart right here if you are not careful. Just gonna ready up some sticky shockers in case I need them. I'm pretty confident in my ability to time these guards' movements and get through without a hitch, but there's always that factor of no battle plan ever surviving first contact with the enemy, and it looks like ours is holding up so well so far. So well, okay. Yeah, just get into the darkness as soon as you can. And as long as they are both turned around, you got nothing to worry about. I'm just going to climb over this fence here and rendezvous with Cohen. We got to get to Muksobo Meats to stop some executions. Let's do it.
Hop in the back. We gotta go. Grab hold of something.
See you next time at Muksobo.